So I ate out every single meal for 5 days straight. When I got home and I stepped on the scale, it cost me less than you think. If you've ever had a trip, a holiday, or just a week knock you off track, stick around because the math of this surprised me and it might change how you handle your next bad week. So 2 weeks ago, I spent a week downtown Chicago for my daughter's dance convention. It was hotel living, there's no kitchen, it was all restaurant food morning to night. I didn't go in with zero plan. I packed some protein shakes and protein bars, and I knew the hotel had a really nice gym, so I was working out every single day. But here's the thing about the shake and protein bar strategy. After a day like of that, your stomach, or at least for me, my stomach just didn't sit right. I wasn't happy, I wasn't feeling good, so my plan was really falling apart. And when my stuff starts falling apart, my judgment calls go out the window. So I was going to restaurants and it was pretty much a free-for-all. Some of the calls I made were good and some definitely were not. So when I got home, I stepped on the scale fully braced for the damage, and I had been at 227 pounds when I left. So I figure after a full week of eating, or am I going to be like 232, 233? 1 pound. So all the stress, all the guilt I was carrying around by day 5, 1 pound. And that's when it hit me. The number was never the problem. The problem for me was the week after the event. Because gaining a pound took no effort, but getting back into my routine, it's still a struggle. And I'm almost 4 weeks into this. It's taken me 3.5 weeks to start eating normally again, start training again, measuring my workouts, and finally I feel like I'm in control again. This morning I woke up at 224 pounds, and that was lower than even before the trip. So the damage is already gone. But the bad week didn't really hurt me. It was, again, when I got back home, and in my mind I was like, well, I already blew it, so what's the point? Then my bad week turned into a bad month. And then historically for me, it's turned into a bad year. And I lived with that version for years, literally. And I'm not doing it again. So my next trip, and I do some of these dance trips throughout the year, I'm going to do things differently. And here's 3 things that I'm going to focus on. Number 1, and if you're a dance parent or a sport parent, this might be relatable. Scout before you go. Just 10 minutes of a little bit of research and seeing what restaurants are near the hotel. And just find 2 or 3 places where you can get like a nice high protein meal. So that way you're deciding, not just once, not 20 times. And then like those are your anchor spots. It's a plus if they have a kids menu. Number 2 is anchor every meal with protein. Don't try to eat perfectly on the road. Just ask one question at every meal. Like, where is the protein? Everything else is negotiable. Is it going to be perfect? Absolutely not, but we can work with protein as a starting point. And then number 3, this is where I really screwed up, is set a return date. Before you leave, put it on your calendar. Monday, back to normal. Not when I feel ready. A date, because the drift back is where like all the bad habits live. I didn't handle that week perfectly. I didn't even film it. That's how off track I was. But I didn't let the one bad week become a bad month, at least not yet. I just made it. This morning, 224 for me, it felt like a win. So if you're coming off your own bad week, maybe the number isn't the problem. It's the story you tell yourself about it. Pick a return date, anchor your protein, get your workouts in, and get back to it. See you in the next video.